It's done it.
Start from beginning again.
Yeah, you've just got to go from... Right, sorry guys, it went off, so here it is, finishing off now.
Whereabouts is it? Whereabouts are we?
Your mum, you sat down and...
about the grave, yeah?
Yeah, okay.
No problem. Right.
Don't know why it did it, but it did.
Yeah, safe, no problem. So...
No,
what I'm going to say to you, I've got to tell you the full story for you to understand. Right, so I come back and I sat down at home and I'm thinking to myself, this is me thinking to myself, flipping it, man, you know, I didn't do anything wrong, but I don't know, there's some funny people. So, but I said to my mum, Mum, I've just done this today. Because usually she likes to ask me, how's your dad's grave looking, and everything. She goes, I usually take her now and again, but she's in a wheelchair, so it's difficult.
Oh, is she? Each day?
No, she can walk, but for her to walk from here to the other side, we're taking a wheelchair. It's better.
Oh, yeah.
So in a wheelchair on grass, it's very hard, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
sounds like me.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, needs a wheelchair.
So I says, Mum, this is what I've just done today. She went, right, okay. I says, and he come knocking on my door, saying that please don't touch his grave. She says, yeah, it's best. She goes, no, what you've done, God's seen what you've done.
Yeah.
You've got your rewards.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to Helen earlier on, my good deeds aren't going to take me to heaven, you know, so I need the mercy of God.
I'm going to learn it all, me, probably.
Right, so...
but carry on.
Yeah, so my mum says, it's best to ask.
Right.
I says, okay, no problem, I'll ask. She says, you know, son, not everybody wants everybody to touch the grave.
You think they would, though, wouldn't you?
But then again, like, for instance... For example, your mum's grave's there.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, yeah. And you're driving up to your grave and you see a few people around your mum's grave. You automatically you think, what
maybe
the fuck are they doing
vandalising it.
Yeah,
or...
what the fuck are they doing there?
Yeah.
So people do think that, you know what I mean? They don't.
Yeah, maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
So whoever saw it, maybe have said, "Oh, I've seen this him around."
Yeah, I've seen.
And so then he's gone up, checked grave, and seen that you probably weeded it.
Yeah.
And then
But then again, if somebody's told him I've done it, but then the reason why he came to my house is because he told me not to touch his mum's grave.
Yeah, not to do it. Yeah.
Okay, right. Then I went to.
And you said it had been not just for about a year, didn't you?
Oh, it's a longer.
It's a longer, would you? Yeah.
They were even.
And where's this? Was cemetery?
Tinsler. There was even.
And you told, is that the one you said there's no spaces?
There's no spaces in the cemetery.
Wow.
Sorry.
And there's no wet land, spare land to expand.
No.
So where will they be buried?
Right. Listen. So there's a place in Shire Green.
Right.
There's a place on top of Salter Lane. No, not Salter Lane. Foxhill. If you go straight up Foxhill Road, right to the top, on the left hand side there's a church and a graveyard. Right. But so and by the way, I don't know what you're watching this for.
I know.
And by the way, the Shirecliff Cemetery has only got max 300 spaces. Max 300 spaces. So you can imagine how many people there. Huh? Oh, sorry, go on. So you can imagine how many people are there, and that's going to get filled up. Now people won't go to City Road one for what reason? If you don't, you know.
Well, obviously it's not the right religion.
No. There's water running down from underneath, and it fills the graves up with water.
Really?
Yeah. Even though it's buried and everything, you're not going to see that water.
Would a Muslim be able to be allowed to be not allowed, be able to be buried in where like mainly there's going to be
sections.
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
So when my dad's buried, for instance, from here to where can I say?
I don't know.
Shops down there.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So shops down there. If it's just straight, this is like a Muslim area.
Oh right. Yeah. Okay.
So and trust me.
And then same again in that column, it would be
like
say Christians
or whatever. So such and
Jewish or
whatever.
Oh wow! I never ever knew that.
Did you know that?
Did you guys? Did you know that in graveyards there's sections for different religions? That is amazing.
No, I wouldn't say for different religions.
But there definitely is for Muslims.
For Muslims,
okay,
I can't tell you different religions, but what I did do one day.
But I bet there would be. I bet there is though. I bet if there's sections for what somebody believes in. But anyway, sorry, go on.
Cut a long story short, one day I decided that once I cleaned my dad's grave, I thought, let me have a walk around the grave. It seems a nice day.
And
I walked around, and some of the stone heads what had on like 1917 or not whatever or
I know,
whatever
it's
whatever.
mad, isn't
Yeah.
it?
And it also, if you read them,
Yeah.
back in the days when the army people were in the army and they died,
Yeah.
the army paid for your funeral.
Yeah.
The army paid for the funeral.
Yes.
The army paid for the burial. The army paid for the stone head. The army paid for everything. Now, obviously, you have to pay for yourself, but that's back in the days. But I was so surprised at reading some of them, and I'm thinking, shit, the 1934s and things like that. And then you think, but every grave you get, by the way, sorry, every grave you get, like my dad's grave, I've got that land for 100
Is it a
years.
family plot?
No.
Or is it just, because you can buy family plots, can't you?
No. I don't know if you can buy a family, but you have to buy it. You can't. You
can. You
choose.
can get a grave for like 3 or 2.
Like on my dad's grave, it's my 3 brothers' names and then so whatever. Right.
Yeah, so they'll be going in the same grave then, in the same grave then.
Oh.
Your brothers.
They won't be going in the same grave, will they?
Yes, they do.
Yeah, what they do is they lift the headstone
Yeah.
and they put the next coffin
They
on
do.
top and
Yeah,
put the
but we
headstone
don't
It's
on.
called the family plot.
Yeah, we don't do it.
No,
we don't do that, yeah.
is your brother's names on the stone?
No. Why?
I missed it.
The reason why my brother's name is on the stone and my name is on the stone, they put my dad's name down and then they just says father of.
Oh, I
so-
understand now.
You
Yeah,
understand?
we thought.
Right, no, man. Right.
I want to say because they do that, don't they? You can buy a plot.
Right, you can buy a plot, but I don't know about burying them on top
Yeah,
of each
no,
other.
they do. Yeah.
So, what was I going to say? I forgot.
You walked round.
Oh yeah, I walked around, but then at the same time, you know what? You think to yourself when you see a grave what's been
Sometimes you can't help yourself, can you?
neglected, and you see the age on it, and you think, oh, but most of the families
Oh,
passed
they
away.
have, haven't they? Yeah.
You know, but each plot, like I've got that plot.
I
there
think they do
for
have
my
a little
dad by
garden
the
a little
council
bit,
for 100
don't they?
years. You get
Right.
you get a plot for 100 years. So if you get buried, if your family gets that plot for 100 years, so that there is for 100 years. So I've got letters to say that.
So in another 100 years' time, they're going to put somebody in the place
In
they put
another
me.
100-year time, they're going to change it, and then that's it.
Really?
That's the honest truth. So you go into the council and ask them.
Oh, I'm changing that, guys.
Right. Maybe people didn't know that, but yeah. So you
Wow.
go, the council will give you a lot number, not a lot number. This is where your grave is.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
your
Basically, it's a
yeah.
lot number, yeah.
Plot number.
Plot number.
Plot
sorry,
number, that's the word, yeah.
So
My mum, go on. We can on the subject.
so. You know, yeah, I don't want to talk about my dad's because it hurts me.
All right, yeah, okay, then, okay.
I can say this.
I'll ask James the question instead of you, so it's no problem.
No, you can ask me a question. Come on.
I'm just saying, I think it is so wrong how expensive funerals are.
They are an absolute
I
rip-off.
really do.
Right, I'll tell you about our work. How does your
Okay.
work? How does your work? Do you have to pay for yourself? Your family pays?
Right, so everybody, whoever you are,
Yeah.
whatever religion you are, I know this anyway.
Yeah.
So you can claim from social, and they give you how much is it?
One maximum is £1,950.
Right, and you can bury somebody for that.
Yeah.
It's called a pauper's thing, isn't it?
Okay.
But you know, you can't be having brass fucking handles on it
No,
and you know, cars and stuff like that. But that will bury one person, won't it?
Okay.
And get the ashes back, won't
Right.
it?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So,
But
right.
like for example, I don't know if you've seen I showed it you didn't the King of the Gypsies. That one where they're trying to get it took down. It's got a jukebox in it, and they're saying it's an eyesore.
Collins, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Collins.
And it's
Lives in the same
beautiful.
area as we used to live.
I mean, like Lester Divers for his.
Yeah. So.
You know,
Can I,
but God, you can have. I'd have to look it up, but
right.
it's like now
Right.
they sell things like now they do what it's called, and like a known fuss funeral thing, yeah.
Right.
And they just come. There's no funeral. There's no wake. They come and when they die. So I died, yeah.
Right.
I've died. You ring, and I've got one of these.
Yeah.
You ring them up. I won't, pay for it or anything like. Ring them up. They'll come and take me away. They'll burn me, and they'll bring me back. No funeral, no nothing. I think it's brilliant.
Right. Is that what
You see, my mum. Let me.
That is very much
What you
is
see,
known
my
as a
mum would
full
always
Christian
said,
I will tell you about
always said, Victoria, I don't want a grave because if you can't bring me flowers while I'm alive, I don't want them while I'm dead.
Right.
And then when you go, I'm just, listen.
You know me, I'm just saying it sounds bad for me, mum. Like I feel right.
I do believe it though as well.
Yeah.
Like my mum, she just believes that you can't go and visit me every Sunday when I'm alive. You're going to visit him for. You don't need a grave to remember me, Victoria. That's what she's saying. Do you know what I mean? She could scatter her ashes in her favourite strawberry plant and put a little plaque in, and I could go remember her there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm telling you what my mum thought. You know, every probably all three of us has got a different opinion on it. Everybody we probably have. You know.
Yeah.
But you've got to remember, I was brought up a atheist. That I had no religion. I did not believe in. There wasn't a God. It's only as I've got older that I've warmed to a certain religion.
Okay.
Right.
And that's it. So
I'm going to tell you about when you say it costs you a lot of money for your
yes. So how much would it be for you then?
Right. This is what happened.
But I would imagine people contribute.
No. We have certain people, maybe 50 in a group.
Right.
In a group?
A group. There's other people what might have 100 people in their group.
Right.
They've just
and what are these groups?
These groups are just like, say for instance, I'm from Darnell.
Yes.
Everybody 50 people in Darnell. From Cardiff, where people.
Okay.
Yeah. So right. What happens is every time there's a funeral.
Yes.
Every time anybody passes away in that group.
Right. So, go on.
Right. Listen. So when he passes away, every member of the family has to pay £20.
Okay.
Right. Let me see if we've got all it right because we want to make sure we've got it right. Right. So I live in Darnell. I'm in this group. There's 50 of us. I'm died. So all the 49 left give £20.
No. Yeah, all the 49 give £20.
Yeah. Right, so hang on a minute.
Right, okay.
So what about there ain't just 49 Muslims in this mosque?
Right, no.
So you explain what?
Right. Everybody has their own groups.
Right. Yes.
Listen, let me finish, please.
I know, I'm just trying to.
The reason I've joined this group with it is because it's from my dad's days when he had this group and so on, and it's been going down. And this group is now it's actually run by us, me and the auntie, because the young lads, and we're doing it. So what happens is when we get the money, the £20 off everybody, we don't expect you to pay £20 tomorrow. We don't expect you to pay. We'll have a list, and when you pay, we take it off. Right. So unless someone dies, nobody pays no money.
I don't understand it.
You probably won't understand it.
All right, sorry.
I'll explain it to you now.
Right. So then what happens is on that day when somebody dies on a different person, they use that money, what they've saved up, to give to their people, saying whatever food you're going to make for your visitors, whatever, everything is there. This is from your committee. We call it a committee. Right. The stone I put on my dad's grave, I had to pay £1,900 out of my own pocket, or otherwise you leave it flat. The committee don't pay for that. You understand? Right. So obviously, because it's my father, I wanted it to look nice and everything. So then there's another group. I'll give you another example for another group.
Yeah, that's just sinking in. Go on.
Right, listen, I'll give you another group. There's another group what charge £20 every Christmas day.
Right.
So that money is piling up. For
what? What's that money used for?
From when somebody passes away. So, right, she thinks everybody gets buried in England. No. Somebody says they want my body taken over to Pakistan. It's not an easy thing. You have to, even though other flights take the dead people for free, but the other family have to pay for the tickets. So what they do out of that money, they pay for the family tickets as well.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Go on. You carry on.
I think I've got it. What I thought at first was, let's say in the mosque there's just us four. There's us three and these two dogs.
Okay.
Right. You and James have got a committee.
Yeah.
Me and Miles have got a committee.
Yeah.
And Elvis and that plant's got one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you meant that me and him pay £20 when someone dies, and that's it.
No.
So we just, whoever's in our committee
Yeah.
gets buried with our money.
Yeah. Right. So.
But there wouldn't be enough, would there, to bet?
Why would it not be enough to bury it? I don't know how
What?
much
Because
is
there's only me and there's only me and
No.
my
There's like I said, in our group there's 50 people. In another group there's 100 people.
Yeah.
In another group there might be 80
So
people.
you know these groups. Say if there's 5 groups,
Yeah.
are they all contributing?
No.
Listen,
No.
Right, I'm
Wherever
dead.
caste
Listen,
you're from, which caste
Listen, I'm dead. Right, I've died.
Yeah.
There's 5 committees in this religion. Right?
Right.
Is everybody's money going to help to bury me because it's cost thousands?
No.
Right, so I definitely don't understand it then.
Right.
I don't understand how 50 people.
For instance, I'll tell you another thing.
It costs thousands.
Yeah. Listen to what I'm saying to you. For instance, another thing is, when you die.
Yeah.
They keep your body in the hospital for how long?
I think it's either 5 days or a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get our bodies on the same day when they pass away. We take the body away.
Coroner have it, don't they? Does he?
No, the coroner has to sign it off to say, right, they can take the body. It goes to a place on in Upperthorpe.
Medical legal
That's
labs.
the reason why I'm saying this, because this has happened to me through my dad, because my dad passed away in my hand, so I know everything.
Yeah.
Then what we do is we bring it to the mosque.
What happens if it needs an autopsy?
1 minute, please. We need
You have to stop.
No,
I have to ask this because these stuff.
But you know, my dad was in hospital through cancer.
But sometimes
Alright,
they do.
so the cause of death was known.
The
What
cause of
happens
the known.
when the cause of death
Right.
Of course, of course.
Right, so what happens if it isn't?
If a Muslim body comes from outside
From
and
a
is being
murder.
shot 10 times,
Yeah.
and obviously they have to do whatever they have to do,
Yeah.
because it's
Do they rush it through though?
rush it through what?
Would they
Not
rush it
autopsy.
through knowing it's your religion to get it in and out?
No.
No.
You cannot do anything then. The
Right,
Muslim people
okay.
can't do anything.
That's what I'm saying.
Because-
You have to
because
explain
the
this.
land of the law and the rules and the regulations you have to
The
follow.
law
that.
of the land.
But whatever. But at the same time, they know that this gentleman has been ill the last 7 days in hospital, and we know. And
The chances of him being
The
killed.
doctor said that we can't do anything for you, so that's not a problem. So when my dad passed away, and obviously there was only me sat there and my uncle, I got up. I did after crying and everything. I got up. I said to the lady, my dad's passed away. She went, all right, I'm so sorry, this and that. You know, they hear it every day.
Yeah.
So she came over, she went,
Okay.
don't worry, we'll sort everything out. So then I phoned my mum, we all come around, everything, because they do give you time.
Yeah,
Dad,
they did remind.
Yeah.
They do.
So they give you time and everything. Then what they do, they'll bring the porters over. I call them porters, I don't know who they are. And they'll put them in a black bag. And
Coroners, are they?
zip it up, and they'll take it to the place on
medical
Upperthorpe.
legal lab.
Upperthorpe. Now,
Right.
when we said to the doctors, we need the body today. We want it now. We need the body today, quick as
Right.
possible.
Do you have to
please,
prove anything? I'm asking because this
prove
is what
to
you.
who?
Now, obviously, they will go in
Proof,
and
proof.
identify themselves
Yeah.
as Muslims
Yeah.
and say, in terms of our
I know all.
customs.
No. What do you mean by we have to prove something?
Does there need to be any paperwork to say, like, I'm a Muslim and you need to release it in a day, as opposed to releasing an English body in 5? That's all I was asking.
You would probably know that in every hospital in the whole of England do the same thing, because they know that the Muslims want their bodies on the for.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had to.
The reason why is because we're very scared that they do the autopsy. We don't want our bodies ripped open.
Right. So
Yeah, you understand? So
would you allow an autopsy? I've got to ask. I think.
Yeah, you ask as many questions as you want. I've got.
So would if you believe foul play was involved, let's just say
foul play
involved in a death.
In the death.
Not cancer, not something. Right, he's a Muslim, I'm a Muslim.
go on,
Right. And I've killed him.
Yeah.
But it really does look, it could have been suicide. But it kind of everything's showing it's murder. Would they be willing to do an autopsy to prove, or would you just not be bothered?
Yeah, of course we would. You have to find out how this person died.
Yeah.
If
I'm saying that,
it's
it's
through murder, listen, like if sorry, I do apologise. Like you say, if it's through murder, or is it through suicidal, or is it, so what we do is we make sure that this body is checked to see what, because everybody wants to know what's what.
So then there isn't a problem with an autopsy then? There isn't a problem with an autopsy then?
No, in that case, the autopsy would be allowed because you need to ascertain
If there was a
the cause
problem,
of
things
death.
like that. But they give you the body, because what we do then is we take it to the mosque. Now listen to this. We take the body to the mosque and we wash it there. They've got separate places in the mosque where they've got like tables, steel tables.
Yeah,
you know,
like.
So then what we do is we wash the body.
Yeah.
I wash my dad's body myself. I says nobody's touching me.
Who normally does it though? It's a family thing.
Family. It's going to be family.
Oh right.
It's like me. Would you want me to wash your mum's body? You didn't know me.
No, yeah.
You won't, would you? You won't.
Valid point.
You won't, would you? You won't, would you?
But we don't actually think about that.
Yeah, but you know, you won't, would you? You think to yourself, who's this stranger touching my mum?
Yeah,
right. So we don't. So I said to everybody.
But I'm saying there is somebody who does
listen,
do that.
Hey.
There is a job for somebody who does do that.
What? Do what?
Like.
Wash the bodies.
With the Christians, yes, there is.
Yes, so I'm just asking. So
No. In your ways, I don't know. But in our religion,
it's always done by family.
It's got to be the family.
Right.
And when I say family, first family. None of this.
Sons, basically.
Yeah. No, sons.
A partner.
My uncles.
A partner, it would be classed as
my mum. They're different. So the men have to clean the men's body.
So it's women can't do it.
The men have to clean the men's body. The women have to clean the women's body.
Oh right. Okay.
Okay. So
that's very respectful, isn't it?
Yes. So I wash my dad's body.
Yeah.
How we wash our bodies.
Yeah.
Is we start off from the right hand side.
Okay.
When, like you say, that you are trying to learn how you do your prayers and everything, and you get clean 5 times a day and everything.
Yeah.
You always start off with your right.
Right.
Your right nostril, your right arm, your right foot.
I'm struggling with that nostril thing. I feel like I'm drowning.
Well, it doesn't matter. But listen, this is what's happening. Right. So then what we do is we believe, this is what we believe, that you're born and then when you die with a white cloth around you. So what we do is then we made sure, I made sure everything. My dad was really smartened up and everything. They put a little bit of nice smell on him, like we've got, and then the white cloth around and everything.
Is it just a white cloth, or is it
just
like a
white
suit?
cloth? No, just a very silk white cloth.
Okay.
We also I skipped this bit here. We also make sure that when the person's passed away, that they keep the jaw closed like this for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Right.
Do you know why, don't you?
No, I don't.
Because when the body dies, mouth, when it's open, it freezes everything.
Of course, rigor mortis.
So you can't close it.
Rigor mortis.
Yeah, you can't close it. Yes. So what you do is you tie it. You're not tie it. You can just keep it there like that. And then let it go slowly, and it'll just stay quiet. Because obviously when you don't, people when you you don't, you know what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. So that's what we do. But
you must do that in all because my mum's mouth went open like that.
Right. So
maybe I don't know. Let me know, guys. Google it. Go on.
So then my dad's funeral was the next day. The reason why
next day. Wow.
Listen, but the reason why my dad's funeral was the next day is because there were people coming from Cardiff, Birmingham, this, and then.
How the hell did they fit him in? We have to wait hours.
1 minute.
Yeah.
1 minute. Wait for him in for what?
I have to keep asking.
Fit him what though?
Fucking hell! All right, so Luke died. Yeah. How long did it take him to get buried?
Oh, he died when June, I think, and we buried him in 16th of August, I think.
That's how long it takes for a Christian.
Right. Okay.
That's why
I will tell you about your Christian bodies as well, don't we?
Right.
So
we'll have to maybe do that after
that. That's not a problem.
Yeah, because we'll just.
So Helen, Vicky, what we did was. We made sure my dad was like smartly dressed, everything smelled nice and everything. Right, so, and then, you're not allowed to go in that room, but I stayed with my dad all night in that room.
Okay.
So, you can, which a member of family can, it's not.
Can I just ask, was it just yourself or did your brothers, did you say your brothers?
No.
Just
I stayed myself because I wanted to
No, I mean washed his body, I mean.
No, I took my brother's assistant, my brother's, nobody's touching it, I'm washing it.
Right, okay, alright.
7 days before my dad passed away, me and my dad went to Saudi Arabia for 4 weeks. Me and my dad.
Right.
So I had a lot of heart-to-heart talk with him.
Okay.
Of course.
And, you know, everything was, you know, wherever
Right.
we go.
There isn't going to just be me thick. Where is Saudi Arabia?
It's in the Middle East.
Right? There isn't just going to be me who
Right.
didn't know that. That's all.
Yeah, but, you know, usually it's easier to say, I took my dad to Mecca.
Okay.
Of the pilgrimage.
That's where Mecca is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, well,
Saudi Arabia is not in Mecca. Saudi Arabia is Mecca is in a completely different place called Jihad. Saudi Arabia is a country, but it's nothing to do with that. Right. I'll tell you that about that as well.
We'll have to go and go again.
Then what's happened is next day, obviously, you know, I had no more tears left in my eyes.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to my dad. My dad, you know, I was just saying, Dad, you know, I don't know what to do. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Such and such, such and such, such and. Morning time came.
Let me take you this one.
Oh shit! Morning time came. I was fucking dropped. Fucking.
Come here, sweetheart.
Fuck's sake. You're carrying on talking. I'll be back.
Well, we can't really because
Why not?
we're on about you.
No, it's alright. You butt in for a bit and then I'll sort that.
So what I'm just thought of then, and I'm going to ask him if he'll do it. I'm going to do a live broadcast. Just speaking about Islam and the Quran and things and what's in it and why things are done, because I've asked my friend to sort of like learn me, because I'm very interested in it. So I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a live one.
Right. Okay, I'm back.
So you can join in whenever. Oh, he's back now.
Yeah, I'm back. Right. So what happened was the following day after, it was time for my dad to get buried. By that time, we gave a lot of people the notice. A lot of people had notice from different cities.
I bet they just drop everything and come.
You have to think about other people.
Yeah.
You can't say the funeral's tonight at 7 o'clock, and when somebody lives in Cardiff and it's at free, they're not going to make it for 4 years. So you have to try to be, you know, right with people. So the following day after, we decided that the prayer was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We have our 5 daily prayers. One in the morning, which is 6 o'clock, then one in the afternoon, and 1 o'clock. We decided to announce it that after 1 o'clock in the afternoon, my dad's going to get buried. Yeah, it's going to be there. Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm not saying my dad was a famous man, but thousands came. When I said thousands, people was praying outside the door. My dad was a good bloke. God bless him. May God meet me. I want to meet my dad in, you know, heaven. That's my biggest prayer. Yeah. Right. So all these things what I was doing, I was more upset than anybody else because I had 4 weeks with my dad, very close. And then on one day when he landed in England, he was in Northern General Hospital, so he passed away. So the only question I asked him, because he couldn't speak because of thyroid cancer was wrapped around his throat, so he couldn't speak. So I said to him, Dad, I says, you know, I asked the doctor, I said to the doctor, I called the doctor, I said, excuse me, doctor, do me one favour, please.
What hospital was it?
Hallamshire. They've got Macmillan they've got a Macmillan in Northern General. Yeah. And they've got one Macmillan, is it Hallamshire they've got it in, or? Yeah, it was I think, yeah. So, I said, excuse me, doctor. He went, yes, sir. I says, look, my dad's, you know, he's ill. You know that he's got cancer. You know that you can't do anything for him. But do me one favour, please, doctor. He went, what's that? I says, don't tell him. Don't tell me, Dad. You know what I mean?
What, how long he's got left?
Yeah, how long he's got left. So he says, come here, son. Sit down on this chair. I'm sitting down anyway. He says, come here, son. Sit down. I says, yeah, no problem. So I sat down with him. Because I've been doing this job for 50 years. Your dad is an 85-year-old bloke. Do you think I'm going to disrespect him by not telling him? I have to tell you what he's got. And you know, I told your dad that he's got cancer. I says, oh, have you told him? He went, let me tell you something. Your dad's reply was, whatever God's going to do, he's going to do it. It doesn't matter.
It's right.
So in other words, your dad was at peace with it.
Yeah. So
I think I am.
So that got me happy, you know. So then I have a duty because I'm the oldest son. I have a duty to ask my dad, because whatever he's left behind, he's going to leave it behind to me. So I said to him, Dad, what would you like?
So does it not go to your mum then? You know, like it does in...
When I'm talking about a man, I'm talking about a man here. You know, like
Okay.
a man's responsibility, it comes to me now.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. My mum can't do a responsibility for a man. So,
Not everyone's going to know, they have to ask.
yeah, so...
You think you're all which kids?
I'm sorry about me talking too long, and I'm not giving you guys a chance. And
no, we'll just have it about Muslim.
yeah, so it's not, yeah.
No, that's what we're having
yeah,
about.
So
Islam.
I says, he says, I'm going to tell him. He says, I've been doing this job for nearly 50 years. I've never tell a patient a lie. So I says, so he says anyway. So I thought my dad knows anyway. So I went over. I said to my mum and everybody. I said, when I'm talking to my dad, I don't want nobody to be there.
I need to ask you a question.
So, well,
had your dad been diagnosed with it at all beforehand?
within 7 days.
It was literally that's that right.
When we arrived in England,
Right.
he didn't feel well. Went to Northern General Hospital from Northern.
So he wasn't diagnosed before you went. He wasn't feeling very ill.
He spent 4 weeks with me. 85-year-old, fit as a fiddle, beautiful. We loved it, every bit of it. So, you know, to find that news is like...
Yeah, he said...
Yeah, big shock, yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I said to my dad, I says, Dad, I said, this is how I said it. I says, Dad, I don't know, and neither do you, who's going to pass away first. I don't know. Nobody knows who's going to die first. I could die right tomorrow, Dad.
You could get bullied by a bus, couldn't you?
But all I'm just saying to you, Dad, is, you know, your illness is a little serious. This is what my dad was like. I said, your illness is serious, Dad, so...
You never showed me that picture. Sorry, I've had to remind you.
Yeah, no one. I says, Dad, so there's a lot of things what I need to ask you, you know, like about certain things I need to ask you about.
Like being head of the family.
Yeah, no, there were certain things I asked about what I can't really repeat on there. You know,
All right,
because
okay.
my dad had millions, so I don't want people to do
Oh, yeah, okay, so...
Anyway, so...
to do with the estate, then, you can say that.
Say?
To do with his will, with his estate.
No. I asked him, the first question was, where do you want buried then? Here or in Pakistan?
Right.
Because I know his mum, dad, everybody's in Pakistan.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, they're all there, but his children are here. So I asked him the question, I said, Dad, where do you want
tall
buried?
now, isn't it?
Yeah. So he turned around and went like this. I said, he said, he just kept quiet. I said, Dad, is there anything what you can write on a piece of paper for me? What you need me to do, and I will do it for you. That's not a problem. And
so could he not speak at all then? Is that what happens when you've got...
he could, yeah, because it wrapped around his throat. He couldn't eat.
Wow.
So
Wow.
his reply to me was, I've left it all to you. Do what you got to do. Be happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy with whatever you're happy
Is
with.
that what did he do them actions like that?
Yeah, these are the actions he did there.
What I need to do. So what? Go on.
So then, I said, yeah, okay, no problem. Then I got all my brothers and sisters together. I've got 3 sisters and I've got three brothers and 3 sisters. I sat them all down together and I said, listen, I've got a right to ask every one of you because it's your dad's as well as mine. I says, but can I say something first? And then let's see what you've got to say. They went, okay, what is it? I says, my dad wants burying anywhere. So Pakistan's a choice, here's a choice.
Did you put it to a vote?
No. I'm talking to my family here. We don't have a vote, do we?
Well,
we don't have a vote.
Well,
so
I didn't mean it like that.
No. Listen. You'll understand once I finish. If you stop killing me every 2 seconds.
I have to.
You can't kill me every 2 seconds.
All right, go on.
So I said what I said to my bit.
Yeah.
My oldest sister turned around and said, I believe we want our dad buried here, which I was happy with anyway. I want my dad buried here.
Yeah.
I says, right, okay, you happy with that? My other sister, she says, can I just finish? I says, yeah, of course. She goes, because every week, which is right, 2018, my dad passed away. We're not even not.
Do you all go together?
2018, my dad passed away. Every single week, one of us go and clean our dad's grave. There might be no dirt.
Nice.
There might be no dirt on it, but I'll just go pull a piece of grass out to see there. So my sister says, at least we can do it. If we don't go all together, at least one of us can go. It doesn't mean to say like we have to put it Monday till it goes, Tuesday looks on.
Yeah, it's not on a road,
no. Whoever's got, just go. You understand? So I thought, yeah, I said that's perfect. That's no problem. So I thought that was all right. Then I went on to talk to my mum because obviously
I bet your mum was fucking hard, bro.
She's the 50, 60 years.
How long was together? What did you say? 50, 60 years?
Longer than that.
Wow.
So
wow.
I says to my mum, she was crying. I
Fucking
says to
crying.
my mum, I says,
Christ.
Mum, I'm burying my dad here. I'm burying my dad here, Mum. She went, son, do what's best for you and all of us. I said, okay, no problem. And I walked away. She was on the women's side and everything. And then we took our dad, because my dad's got 7 nephews in there. My auntie, my dad's sister got passed away from the same thing, cancer.
Yeah.
She's got 7 sons. And they obviously, my dad was their uncle.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Right, so then when you put, what we do is we put the body down to the, in the grave. And then we put slabs on.
Oh, we're all right. We've got another 30 minutes. We're all right.
We put slabs on top.
Don't think I'm taking piss now, please, love. Do you mean like what you pave a garden with? That thickness, or the thinner?
No. You've not seen the grave.
I haven't seen it.
You've not seen the grave. So I can't explain to you because they're that long. Yeah, they're that long. They're not that long. They're that long. Yeah. Concrete. Okay. So you start from the bottom. What you do, you get in the grave, you stand on the side. Now me and my brothers decided that, when I put one down,
so your dad's laid down,
and then he goes down and he goes down.
Okay.
So what we do is we take the coffin,
right,
the top coffin, off.
Okay.
The lid.
Put it on the side.
Right. Do you mean the lid?
Yeah, we put it on there. So then what we do is. Then I put one slab down, and then I looked at my brothers, and I could tell my brothers when they didn't have the heart. So I says, okay, I just passed. So I was putting the slabs down like this, and just as I was covering my dad's face with the last slab, I lost it.
Did you?
Because I knew that was the last time I'm gonna see him.
Yeah, of course. So
I lost it, so I fell. So when I fell bad. So everybody, help him.
Of course,
I was dizzy anyway. So. My brother jumped in, he did this, and then everybody puts everything, we do it ourselves, Okay. Everybody puts everything on it and this and that. And then, that was it really, my dad's gone. And, it was a bad time for him, but I got through it.
Yeah, you have to, don't you? Well, I got through it with my mum.
I got through it.
So really, that room that you're saying, that way up metal thing, that's like their chapel of rest then, isn't it?
Which metal thing?
When you go and wash the body down and they stay there. Or would you say the mosque is the chapel of rest?
No. What you're saying, the chapel of where you leave your body, as is the same, but obviously in a mosque.
Right. So what happened with my mum? So obviously she's died and they took her from Asgate Hospice. God knows what happens then. But they obviously give the preparing body and it goes to
a funeral parlour.
A funeral parlour, yes, that's right. So and then you'll be able to come and view the body. Yes. So they put it out, don't they, in that nice little room.
Yeah. Yes.
And now you go and say your last whatever you want to say. Kiss. I mean, I kissed my mum, and from that on, that day, I said something to my mum, and from that day, I knew I could face anything, and I went to see a psychic. 5 months later, and that woman told me exactly what I said to my mum, and there was only me and my mum.
Right. Sorry to interrupt you there. We also, on the day of the funeral, when we put the coffin in front, and obviously, but we take the lid off so you can see my dad's face for the last time. So we have we have to control it. Yeah. So you walk around and you're like, there's so many people, my dad's friends, so many like your family and everybody. Yeah. So once that's all done, everything's done. Then we put it in and we take it to the graveyard.
Is it just family that do that, or could everybody take turns to look?
Anybody.
Like they did with who was it? Was it the Queen? The Queen who died and. And they all everybody could queue up and go in one more. Is it?
No, not every. No, when you said the Queen, people queuing up. Obviously, they were queuing up because she was a famous woman and everything. That's the reason why.
Okay, I'll rephrase it. Everybody who goes to funeral.
Case it was family and friends.
Yeah, no, I mean everyone who goes to funeral then.
Yeah.
Everybody who goes to
No,
funeral.
no, because we don't have when you say like I was saying to Wayne earlier on, we have 5 prayers a day. We have one at 6 o'clock, we have one at 6 o'clock in the morning, we have at 1 o'clock, we have one at 4 certain times, and we have 7 and at 10. So we thought if we have it for 1 o'clock, people can set off early from home. This is even drive nice and easy. If they're driving 4 hours away, nice and easy, they can drive. Because what happens is then half of us go over to the graveyard and half stay behind and give food out to the people what's come from far distance places.
Of course,
you know, you have to, you know, so and the committee also pays for that. Our committee, you know, the money won't put
what we saying.
Yeah, so we pay for that as well. Yeah, they pay for that as well.
Yeah. So wow.
And that's a Muslim. That's a Muslim.
Where nobody laugh at me. Do you just go still to a funeral directors to get the headstone and the coffin, or is there a special Muslim coffin? I don't know.
No.
And not everybody will know on the channel either.
No. You'll be surprised that there's some graves there what have just got a stone in the ground, and it just says a name, and there's grass growing around it and everything. But
coffin wise, when you pick a coffin, do you just go to a funeral like on? You know, there's one on City Road.
No. We have a funeral. We have our own
That's what I'm
cars.
asking.
We have our own boxes. We have our own everything. You know, we have everything.
Is there any difference looking wise?
No difference.
You know,
same.
They're still made out of the same sort of wood, same choices.
Same thing is, but you'll put a little mirror in. We don't put that mirror in. I don't know if you notice or not.
Well, is that a plaque? That plaque?
Yeah, no, some of it always you can leave a little face showing. You can leave a face showing.
Yeah. I've never
we
noticed
don't have
that.
that. We have that because what we do is we take it off anyway.
Yeah.
So you know.
Yeah, it's pointless, then, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and that was my big man pops passed away like that. And oh, sorry.
How long does the funeral thing after? And the reason I'm asking is because an Asian wedding lasts a lot longer than a Christian wedding. It's only done in one day out, you know.
Yeah.
Is it it similar with a funeral?
I'll tell you. Right. Your first day is your funeral. Your first day is your funeral.
Is that where the funeral as in getting buried?
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
We're fucking up.
What is a funeral? What is a funeral?
Right, a funeral could be them all talking, meeting, you know, expressing like how you feel, and then in the afternoon then go and bury.
Yeah, but so it's a funeral day. That funeral day.
Oh yeah, true. I've said it wrong. Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're all right. Don't worry. I'm glad she's on for the first time.
Right. Yeah, you do that.
Yeah. So Helen, Vicky.
Yeah, they go on. They're getting used to me called. They've been knowing that.
Yeah. So
your first day.
Yes. So that's the first day.
Yeah.
Then what we do is we come back from the graveyard.
Yeah.
We sit in the mosque.
Yeah.
For 3 days.
Right. Again, the viewers won't know. Even though it's a funeral and it's a loved one.
Yeah.
Are the women still separate?
Separate.
Yeah. Just like I want to go, you would go to that place.
So the women come and pay their respects to the women.
Yeah.
The men pay the respects to because don't forget, not everybody can make it to the funeral on the funeral day. So we sit there for 3 days. So we sit there for 3 days. We give people time. Any of them 3 days you can come.
Because he's got to understand there's commitments, isn't there? And the distance they've got to travel as well. People.
Yeah, so your relatives, they obviously.
I mean, you might be coming from Pakistan.
Your relatives, switch it off now. These relatives.
No, you've got another 10 minutes.
Come every day, you know, because they're the local ones, and then you've got your out of towners what come and then you have to feed them the food and everything, and then that's.
Do the women make the food?
No, you get it ordered from outside.
Oh, like a caterer.
Because it's not just a little one. You have to make like for 5, 6,000 people.
So from a caterer.
Yeah. So before we bury our dad.
Yeah.
This is the mosque where my dad is, and people are going around and seeing the body.
Yeah.
Seeing the body.
You're gonna have to explain it though.
What do you mean?
Well, they can't see that.
Well, I don't want to see it. Right. Say for instance, the body's in the middle.
Right. So the body. Yeah.
For example, listen, the body's in the middle. Yeah,
that's what I want you to do.
We are all walking round. What would you say, clockwise?
Is that clockwise?
Yeah, clockwise. Please, can you head up and have a look, and then clockwise.
Right. Yeah.
And then you walk out. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So then what we do is we pick like for instance, me, my brothers, and my dad's nephews. We pick the
coffin.
Yeah. Make sure it's closed. we take it over to the ladies' side.
Oh, right.
So because the ladies have got to have a look as well.
Yeah, I didn't know if they just came there, men leave totally and... That's nice, it's get taken.
Because obviously, like for instance, my dad, people know it's my dad, I've got to be there. They're all relatives and all families and friends. So yeah. We take it to the women's side. But you have to say to like how when you first, I said to my mum, I'm bringing my dad, but make sure, because what I did was I made sure that nobody had phones in their hands. Because when people record it,
all covered up and everything.
They record it to different. Not forget the covering up. That's their business. Oh. But the phones, they record it and they'll say, "Oh yeah, look, this is what Uncle passed away. This is how his funeral went." So
right.
But I didn't want that. I didn't want people.
But is that your personal preference? People, they can do it.
I would say 80%.
It's not
80%. There's been people that's been slapped across the face and said.
Yeah, so there should be.
Yeah, because it's disrespect.
Of course it is. It's very disrespectful.
So we then, my brothers, they put the fingers out. We put it there, and I said to my mum, "One way around, please." And I was stood at my dad's there, and I was saying to everybody, "If you don't put that phone away, I'm gonna smash it," because I was upset. It's my dad. Yeah. My brothers were coming over to me. I was crying, and I was at the same time trying to control everything. Then obviously,
and your mum's going to be too upset to say anything as well.
And then obviously, it's like certain times, all the graveyards told us to be there for 3 o'clock, and it's quarter to 3 now, so we need to get there as well. Yeah. So I said to my mum, "Mum, what? Pay your last respects because I'm taking my dad away now." And she went, "Please don't take your dad away from me." I says, "Mum, don't, Mum, please." She says, "No, don't take your dad away from me." And she kept saying that, and I was like, "What do I do?"
He's got to be there.
Then you have to be strong. Yeah. Then you have to be strong. So I said, "Excuse me, ladies." I said, "Excuse me, ladies." I says, "Mum, come here. Have a look." I'm taking him. Yeah. She says, "Don't take your dad." I says, "I'm taking him." So I had to be strong then.
Yeah, I can
make it very strong. So we put the finger on.
Very hard.
We put the top bit on.
So you cover it. It's covered up with
and then what we do is we was taking it away, and my sisters were screaming and crying, "Please don't take his dad away." My mum at the same time, but I needed to get out of there as quick as possible.
Well, you're saying I am listening, but I'm picturing my own mum as well. It's difficult, isn't it?
So. No, it is very difficult. So
it is. So do the women come to the graveside?
The women don't come to the grave.
They don't. I didn't know.
No.
So that really isn't your mum's last goodbye, then, isn't it?
No. Listen. When the men go to the graveyard to bury the pig, there is no ladies there. Yeah. There is no ladies there.
But once it's done,
it's all done and dusted, like my mum will say, "Take me to your dad's grave."
Yeah.
Like my aunties or whatever, they go and pay the respects and walk away. So you can do that.
Yeah.
But at the time, like I said to you, mixing, even in a mosque, we don't do it. Right. Like the mosque, I was going to take.
Will you be able to explain on the next one why they can't thingy? When we do live, will you explain why?
Well, I gave you a simple choice yesterday. A simple choice. Not a simple choice. I gave you an example of a sweet what's wrapped up and a sweet what's not wrapped up. Which one would you go for? The one what's wrapped up. Yeah? So out of respect, so the women, they cover themselves through respect.
I know
Yeah,
that.
so everything.
That's why I want to educate people about it.
And I said to you yesterday that if I was walking past on the street, excuse me for my language, everybody was listening to me, I'm getting you bored, but please.
No, we'll wrap it up and we're going to tell them about my things.
If a woman's walking past me and you, and we're walking, and she's boobs are out.
Right, I'm walking down the road like this.
Mini skirt out, high heels, everything. You're definitely going to say, I'm going to say it too, or you're definitely going to say, "Oof, look at that." But if a woman's covered from head to toe, Pakistani woman.
Yeah, but it don't have to be burqas.
Listen, please listen.
I am, but I have to talk to my customers.
It has to be burqas.
Right. Oh, that's it. Go on.
It has to be burqas.
Okay.
It has to be burqas, but nowadays
it is more westernised than
more westernised. New generation.
I was going to say because I do see a lot with them beautiful suits.
But my mum wears
traditional. Right, what about your sisters?
Yeah, they wear the same. My wife does as well. Right. So, and my daughter does as well.
Does she?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to learn her on. I don't.
Yeah. How old is your daughter again?
13. My son's 15.
I didn't even know the bloody ready for you.
So,
yeah. So obviously,
yeah. No. Listen. So what I'm trying to say to you is through out the respect. You know,
don't want other men looking at you.
Right. That's the first thing. Now, if you had men and women mixed, and that bird what was walking across the road, and she was there with all her family and friends, all the lads would be like, "Whoa, who's she? Who's she?"
Yeah.
Now we keep our women separate from the men.
Right. Just last question then before we wrap it up towards the next instalment of it.
Yeah.
In the house,
Yeah.
when you're all a family, they don't have to wear the burqa, do they?
No.
No, I didn't think so. Right, guys. So I want So that is the Muslim funeral and how it works.
No problem.
So
I'm the gangster from earlier on, by the way. Just let me know what I am.
So yeah. So if you want to ask any questions,
you're welcome next time round.
But I am wanting I want teaching it. Teaching the Quran, because when I did go to prison, I did convert to be a Muslim. I think I did tell you when I did my
so I'm gonna be
my new hall. So I thought, why don't we learn together? Now, you might, even for them who aren't religious, I think it needs addressing due to the online group. Sorry, not online grooming with Rotherham, because I mean, and suicide bombing and things like that. Because it's not in.
I would say the best thing for you to do.
I just think it needs addressing.
Next thing, so everybody gets the bigger picture of it is.
Right, we've got 8 minutes.
To read the Quran, I'll read it in Arabic, and then I'll also say to you, this is what it means in English. Now it won't just take one day. It could take us 6 months.
We can do. Yeah, but
so
if we did an installment,
phase by phase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So we're going to repeat one question maybe 10 times to let people know and to get it into their heads. Just so so it'd be instead of going to a teacher. So my memory is really full. I've got 1 second to say. Everyone's got to say bye. So say bye. See you later, guys.
Cheers.